Where you going, Pam? Pam? Pam?
If I didn't know better, I'd swear it was watching me.
It is.
Surprised this fountain still works.
Pam? Where you going, Pam? Are you here to engage in some disciplinary actions? Not gonna lie, I kind of wanted to keep exploring, but I also don't want to miss out on what's going on here. Like, what's gonna happen here? Wow, you ran straight to that door. Oh god, how many of these are accessible? Oop. Well, there's a lot of enemies. Ah! Pam! Pam, I thought we were friends. How could you do this to me? Pam! Why, Pam? How the hell did we wind up like this? Anyway, I guess Pam's dead, so that's the end of that storyline. Hope you liked it. Going back downstairs now, because there's more places down there. Or sealed, or more specifically, non-interactive. Well, the lower levels. That certainly happened. Maybe there was friendly fire with my other AI, and then Pam attacked me as a result. I don't know. Bard. Gotta get behind that. 8 cases, bumblebee, pale kale ale. Pale kale ale? Borston baked beans, woolly milk. I don't like those words. Spacer's choice. Tarmac and cheese. Ew. I don't like any of those words. Those are all bad words. Don't mix them together. Don't mix them. It's not the best choice. But you can go fuck yourself for thinking you deserved better. Another Mark III machine gun for when I fuck up and sell my other one. Assault rifle Mark III? Was that maybe an upgrade? The Medal of Honor is pretty strong. I'm not allowed to modify till I find a better place, I think. Oop. Parvati, I think I found you a better helmet. Yeah, 86. Get rid of these well before I have to look at them again later. I just have a blanket, don't give a fuck about melee weapons. Okay. So it wasn't a huge deal when she took off, because there's not much going on around here. I guess there's the upper and lower decks. Oh my god, the head is spinning. I was wondering why it was cocked to the side. So that's the thing that's staring at us, as they said. Sealed. The lower levels are sealed, all that's sealed, so we're going up. Yeah. I guess that's why they were willing to have Pam just run for it, because there's just not that much else to do around here. It's too bad she went into friendly fire mode. Don't you trust me, Pam? Pam? 20% discount. Sell junk. Okay. That accounts for some of the space I needed to clear. Whoops, I think I just sold all that. Usually my logic is I want to sell, like, you know, like a chunk of them. Because I don't generally need like a billion stacks of anything. Adreno, 166. With a cell, okay. Adrena time. I have 166. That's my high water mark. I'm never gonna use this stuff. I had a whole bunch of that stuff. There we go. Yeah, all the Adrena time that I collectively picked up was eventually creating a weight problem. I sure the fuck don't, jingle lady. You can jingle all the way to hell. It's a weirdly, there's a weird color scheme, the purple and the stuff. It feels weird. My eyes. From Tinsley to Newell. In response to out of stock? Stock? Oh yeah. Mr. Newell, no, there are no socks involved in the production of Spacer's Choice Terra fried spratwursts. The T hologram in the machine is likely just malfunctioning. It should read out of stock. Wow. From Tinsley to Sutherland. Return button? Miss Sutherland, I regret to inform you that vending machines do not take returns. Please do not try to fit your can of Spacer's Choice Gourmet Saltuna fillets into the bit cartridge slot, as it will damage the machine and prevent other employees from using it. Thank you. Just a frustrating person that doesn't understand computers, I guess. There is writing on these things, and if you tried hard enough, you could probably read it. But I am not that person. Those are definitely the same posted note twice, though. Oh! Well, that's interesting. How'd that one happen? Was it me? Did I happen? I probably happened. Sorry that I happened. From Jaramillo to Putnam. A note on notes. Harold, preposterous morning. This is an informal reminder that your adhesive notes are intended to track your trouble tickets. Please do not use your adhesive notes to create patterns on your divider wall. I'd hate to remind you that unsanctioned aesthetic expression, oh my god, is strictly contrary to Spacer's Choice law, and I'd definitely hate to be reprimanded because I didn't warn you. Please endeavor to use the adhesive notes in a manner prescribed by the Spacer's Choice official guidelines. From Jaramillo to Lou. Friendly language at a friendly office. Michael, this is just to tell you that I've reported your recent unsanctioned language to Human Resources. You're recently talking about seeing some of your colleagues as paranoid and violent. Try to remember the new guidelines from corporate. Don't call your colleagues paranoid. They're experiencing dramatically heightened attention. Don't call your colleagues violent. They're showing physically assertive behavior. I'm as concerned as you are about the curious and surprising behavior we've been seeing around the premises, but try to keep your language sanitized. Clean language is a matter of security. Gross, 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 gross. They'd rather police the language than the behavior. What the fuck is wrong with you? They're attacking people. Because they're on the drug. Oh no, patterns around a potty. You're gonna get in trubs. Halcyon Knights. Nope. What? Okay. What? You made a pattern with sticky notes? You will be executed. Titus Andronicus. Oh my god, the robot has a wig because it's a girl robot. Because that's... Gender must always be expressed, but mostly for women. Because men are the default. From Vargas to Isaacs, in response to inappropriate automech. Sir, I promise you no automechanical in the galaxy is capable of falling in love with you. It is far outside of their set of capabilities. Oh god, it's the person that drew a face on it. If there is a legitimate reason that this current automechanical is not fulfilling your department's needs, please file a request for an upgrade using Form AM265B with permission from your manager. Thank you. Well, the mechanical's dead, so it's been resolved. From Vargas to Isaacs, apologies. No, sir, that was not a comment about your inability to secure a marriage contract. No automechanical is capable of loving you because they're literally not capable of loving anyone. He took it as a personal insult. Automechanicals function through a simple series of state machines that are designed to problem solve for a limited set of scenarios. These scenarios all directly relate to the task that the automechanical was created for. In other words, a security automechanical might be able to question unauthorized personnel about where they left their biometric ID card, but a chef automechanical can only ask them if they want extra salt. Even if, in theory, the automechanical was deliberately modified to learn speech patterns and how to mimic human behavior, these behaviors would be a hollow imitation. So if your automechanical assistant really did make a comment about your posterior, it was because they were programmed to say it. That's all. From Luda Vargas, don't transfer. Judith, now is not the best time to request a transfer. I've got a reliable source that tells me the OCI may be under official audit soon. There's been word of some kind of corporate sabotage. I wouldn't request a transfer to the chem labs either. They've just had their budget and their personnel slashed. Trust me, you don't want to be associated with either office. Stay with us. We know what we're doing. And now everyone's dead here too, unless they evacuated successfully. I don't know. Maybe it worked out for them in that specific way, but not in any other way, basically. There's so many computers here. Personal files of... Oh, this is Lou. Files located. Tech support would like to remind all employees that this is not the messenger system. Saving these files will not send a message to another Spacer's Choice employee, even if it is saved to a directory with the same name as said employee. Thank you. Just imagine somebody doing that. They probably did. That's probably why it's there. Automechanical repair, power siphoning. File name Pam power siphoning. Primary author M. Liu. Or Liu. With the battery shortage, I need to find a way to recharge Pam in a pinch. Vargas and I have to divide up all the remaining batteries, and eventually even those won't hold much of a charge. At least not if you just plug the unit into the wall as designed. Turns out, though, Spacer's Choice batteries actually only charge at half capacity if you use them as intended. Think it's planned obsolescence. They want the batteries to wear out sooner, so folks buy more of them. Doesn't make much sense to do at your own facilities, in my opinion, but what the fuck do I know, right? Anyway, I think I found a way to bypass it, at least on the bypass models. If you take two similar units, link their power supplies, and initiate a surge from one to the other, it should force the battery to use its full capacity. Basically, I can double the lifespan of our batteries by having the units jumpstart each other. Not going to use it yet, though. Always a chance that someone catches wind of it, and they close the loophole, so I'd better save it for an emergency. Pam. Weapons tuning. I cannot believe the game Pam, a dam and ray cannon, talk about overkill. There's not much in the known galaxy deadlier than N-ray radiation, and once it's let loose, it's hard to contain. Most living things seem to give it off in microscopic doses, not enough to be harmful on its own, but enough to draw larger, deadlier masses of N-rays from one living thing to another within a certain radius. Which means I need to take extra care to make sure Pam's cannon is tuned to maximum precision. If the barrel is even 1 degree out of alignment, you'd risk thousands of bits of collateral damage every time she fires it. Yeah, have you guys heard of bullets? Just as pro tip, bullets. Much less contamination as a result. Makes me worried about every time I've used an N-ray gun, though. Have I obliterated the lifespan of everyone in my crew? From Lou to Vargas, keep your head down. Last week, a pair of technicians at my designated workplace fell into a pretty bad row? The fighting word? There were a lot of seditious words used. I don't want to repeat them here. Management stepped in. I haven't seen them since. I don't think their indenturement contracts were nullified. Otherwise, I would have received a reprimand myself, on account of having worked with terminated colleagues. They haven't been in their domiciles. They haven't been at their stations. I don't think they were fired. I think they deserted. I'm not going to show their names because I don't want that on my audit record. All I know is this. The office isn't working the way it should. Dr. Ambrose is nervous, and when she's nervous, we're all nervous. From Vargas de Liu. Response. Michael, one of my colleagues disappeared 3 nights ago. She'd been falling behind her deadlines and was medicating herself with AT. I was jealous of her work ethic, so I can't imagine what compelled her to just disappear. Frankly, I'm glad. She was trying to make me look bad. Oh god, they don't know how bad AT is. There's something strange happening in the office and I don't know what to make of it. Nothing's going according to plan. Clarence mostly had a phrase he muttered now and then. The Bancroft coefficient is approaching 1. Apparently there's some fellow named Lucian Bancroft. If he's real, Dr. Ambrose answers to him. I think he's a cipher or a code name or something. I don't know how chaotic or messy a project has to be before that coefficient hits 1, but I know bad things happen when Lucian Bancroft shows up. Contracts nullified, waste disposed, assets eliminated. Yeah, I'll keep my head down. Judith. Is that the guy on the computers? You guys did the same patterns as in the other place. You're so unoriginal. All attempts at being an individual in office, squashed right here, you losers. Personal files. Halcyon Hank, class upper, vocation free market champion. Oh god, a fucking Halcyon universe. His name's Halcyon, what a fucking loser. But it's a Halcyon solar system role-playing game, isn't it? Backstory. Halcyon Hank is the long-lost half-brother of Halcyon Helen. At the age of 7, he saved his family from a pirate attack, but he had to leave the ship in a separate escape pod. While the rest of his family was rescued from a passing patrol, Hank's escape pod landed on Monarch and he had to survive in the wild at the age of 7. So rad. Raised among raptidons, he foiled numerous schemes concocted by the cannibalistic iconoclasts, who were trying to spread their listless, dependent way of life across the colony. Now he's finally made it off Monarch, and he's ready to save Halcyon from insert whoever Sally makes as the villain here. Addendum. Ask if Sally can make a supporting character that's Hank's love interest. She promised she would last time. Ooh, there's a lot to unpack here. This is the ideal man. This is the ideal man of this setting. It's completely self-sufficient, supposedly, but not really, because they're completely dedicated to the cause, stopping all the dissidents while viewing them as non-human, because the iconoclasts are the dissidents. So they're horrible monsters. Ugh. There's a lot to take in there. So who's the person that made that character on purpose? From Garcia to Putnam, canceling our session. Harold, just sent management my cancellation form regarding our systems and serfdom sessions. Systems and serfdoms! Oh my god, it has slavery in the title. Wow, great, love it. I've been told I won't receive a refund on the leisure time I purchased for our group. I'll handle the cancellation fees too. Let's not talk about what happened with Colin at the last session. Let's not talk about Colin at all. Not to management, and not to medical either. If you need something for the injury, I'll see about getting you some AT. Nope, AT is not a good solution, Sally. That's bad. What did Colin do? Did he have a freak out? Is he on AT? Wait, did he have a heated gamer moment? Oh, you guys all have the same posters. How are you this boring? They all have the same posters. The funny thing is that it's basically D&D, so it's like I've seen so many instances of friend groups basically dissolving over D&D things, or just like drama coming out. Because you have like this extended group of people, and like the extent to which they know each other varies, and you end up incorporating somebody that's like more tenuous and fringe, where it's like they're like friends with that person but not really anybody else, and then it's just like And here comes the drama. Why D&D is difficult.
I could do that.
It's not the learning the game part, it's the keeping any group of people together long enough for that long. That's the thing, that's only like one of like dozens of reasons why a friend group doesn't stick together long enough for a campaign to work out. Whoa! My health was full, what the fuck? That was some cartoonish damage. This is Halcyon boy, yep. That was a cartoonish amount of damage, that was silly.
Show me how you did that.
We'll wrap around and fight the dudes. 'Cause yeah, people move, people go into different life phases, people get that new job they wanted or whatever, and become available on different days and so on. D&D is like a really long time commitment. You think about stuff like how we had a particular Overwatch team for a while, not team, that's putting it stronger. Like we had a particular group that played Overwatch, for example, and then you had like, this person kind of fell out on caring about the game that much anymore, and this person entered into a new relationship, and now they're available on different days, and like slowly people scramble out, and then you're like, there it goes, the thing's not gonna happen anymore. You're one changed schedule away from losing any individual player. Like if you're raiding in some MMO, then people can just come and go in the mass because the continuity doesn't matter moment to moment. But D&D is like a storytelling thing. There's continuity there from session to session. You can't usually just have people disappear. Kind of like how we're playing Wilder Myth these days. You gotta have the same people show up every week. Hello. Colossus, more like a colossal waste of time. Oh my god, like, why is he going? These guys are going so fast, they weird me out. People will think that the Wilder Myth series is canceled sometimes. It's like, no, just somebody was absent each week, like 3 weeks in a row. 'Cause people got shit to do. And you have enough of those go on, and you're like, what was happening in the last session? And you just kind of lose motivation. Or you lose a couple players, and then I don't think I've ever seen... Like, I like D&D, but I've never seen, like, a storyline conclude, I don't think. Because there's just always something that... It always cuts off eventually. Feels like it would take forever. Or I guess maybe I always end up encountering stories that feel like they would take, like, a year or two to actually play out. From Metacalf to Norwood. Printer broken? It's not broken, it's just out of paper. Which I have to say is pretty damn amazing. How in the name of the grand plan did you manage to print 450 documents in a week? Those can't all be transfer requests, can they? I know this project's well funded, but the head researcher must be even more famous than I thought if we're getting this many. From Blomstedt to Norwood. Last warning. Colin, you know our policy. Even if you do have proof that Mr. Putnam has been taking your lunch, Spacer's Choice discipline in our guidelines for theft only applies to Spacer's Choice property. You, your lunch, and Mr. Putnam all constitute Spacer's Choice property. It's legally impossible for property to steal from itself. Wow, that's a mess, you guys. Please note that an inability to protect your own source of nourishment will be reflected on your permanent record. You cannot be trusted to guard your own sandwich. You cannot be trusted to guard classified information on behalf of Spacer's Choice. Oh yeah, it's the same level of gravity. You being a spy versus you, like, not somehow protecting your sandwich in the fridge. P.S. Please have those reports sorted and on my desk before lunch. You're not in a junior position anymore, Colin. You guys fucking suck. All of you suck. This world sucks. What the... Jesus Christ. You can't be stolen from because you're both property, and property can't steal from each other. Christ. From human resources to Norwood, employee exchange. Spacer's Choice is aware of Dr. Lowe's eccentric habits. Yes, Dr. Lowe medicates himself with experimental drugs of his own design. No, we have not mentioned this flaw in Dr. Lowe's character in our exchange contract to Auntie Cleo. Oh god, they left it a secret. We believe that Dr. Lowe's behavior is consistent with the values of our rival company. That's a diss. Dr. Lowe and Auntie Cleo are, in the opinion of Spacer's Choice, an ideal match. Both Dr. Lowe and Auntie Cleo's company believe themselves to be better than nature. Please be informed that Auntie Cleo has generously offered at least 3 senior personnel in exchange for Dr. Lowe. It is Spacer's Choice company policy to accept any bargain in our favor. Only 3? It's only 3. They told Dr. Lowe that it was 5, but I guess that was a lie. It was supposed to be 5 lab coats. Man. And I don't think even Dr. Lowe, I don't think even he understood that they're trading him off because they knew that he was a liability and had a drug problem, and nobody wants to nobody wants to deal with it. They just want to throw him away and trade up for people that are more useful. From human resources to Liu. Semantic hygiene. Michael, the office has reviewed your report for unlawful behavior exhibited by certain colleagues at your designated workplace. We find the contents of your last report alarming and inconsistent with the values and vision of Spacer's Choice family. While it is the duty of every member of our family to report seditious and unlawful behavior, it is important to express your report using appropriate company-approved language. Your description of violent outbursts of aggressive behavior from your colleagues is problematic. Furthermore, the office disapproves of your obvious exaggerations of any physical injury sustained in your alleged altercations with your colleagues. Spacer's Choice is not liable or responsible for any injuries caused by Spacer's Choice property, including machinery or other co-workers. Your description of your colleagues' behavior portrays Spacer's Choice in an unflattering light and will be stricken from any official record. Do not discuss, describe, or imply the contents of your report to your co-workers. K. Blumstead. Wow, punk. What a punk ass you are. So if you report being assaulted by a crazed coworker that is on drugs, and that's making them do that, and it's also the drug that you're building in that place, then fuck you. Reprimand for the report because it didn't have proper language, and also we don't do anything about the contents of said thing. I mean, we already knew that they were lying in the previous message when they mentioned that, wow, we're really concerned about this. No. We're gonna strike all information about this because it makes us look bad. And do nothing. It's not the best choice, but you can go fuck yourself. Am I gonna find this, mysterious secret person soon? This place looks interesting.
Don't you go
Is it time?
touching nothing you ain't ought to, Felix. You're gonna need those hands to give the board the finger.
Wow, look at you, Parvati. That was downright seditious by your standards. I'm proud of you. A little girl's growing up. Oh, crazy hat again. He exploded. Fun. You have the option to turn off the cutscenes, but I feel like turning off the cutscenes would make them not teleport. With the magic of cutscenes, they just fucking teleport to your target instantly and hit them. That would look pretty jank without the camera cut. So I feel like they'd probably make them run all the way over. Woo! You are nonsensically fast. You need to calm down. It's freaking me out.
Wow, nice work.
S. Garcia. From Garcia to Manufacture Department, new adventure. I run the SMC's Interdepartmental Systems and Serfdoms game. Oh. We host participants from every part of the Spacer's Choice family. Technical support, human resources, and even here in the manufactory. We just reached the stunning conclusion of our last campaign, and I've submitted the necessary paperwork to begin a new one soon. Interested? A few spaces for adventuring spacers are still available. Not sure what Systems and Serfdoms is? Don't worry, we're beginner friendly, and I'll be happy to walk you through character creation and more. SNS is all about helping each other and having a good time, after all. If you are not familiar with Systems and Serfdoms, fret not. Novice entry fees are minimal. Please note that I am required by corporate to submit a detailed report of our adventures for moral hygiene auditing. Please also note that any subversive character concepts will cause an immediate report. Sally Garcia. Whew. What an idea. They have to performatively, like, pray at the altar of their systems. Or their gameplay will be grounds for them to be reported. This is the 1984 type shit. Not the other stuff that people always bring it up around. Like, this is the creepy shit going on here. This is distressing. I assume that these games were canceled eventually once the security went involved, because people weren't even allowed to be in groups of 2 with that. Or maybe it was just that other department. Maybe things were chiller here. From Jaramillo to Garcia. Great work. Sally, thank you for putting in the extra time to fix those terminals on the top floors, even though you're not a designated member of the technical support team. Your work saved me a reprimand on my permanent record. In fact, your work was so impressive, I thought you might appreciate having a few more tasks on your desk. You might have noticed the adhesive notes on your desk. These are backlogged repair tasks from the technical support team. I understand you've got your work in the manufactory, but I think you'd benefit from the additional tasks. Remember, work fortifies the spirit. Thanks for your help, for even though you're not on the team that had to do that help. Anyway, here's more work. Fuck you. Like this poor lady, she has to run the D&D campaign for everybody. That's work. You're just gonna add more to that? This person is undervalued at the workplace. Which is not a surprise, because everybody is. Oh hey. I have not seen one of these for a while, I believe. There's the Medal of Honor. Oh, it's getting expensive. Maybe don't want to keep going there. You can go for a bit. Once it starts getting to the 4 digits, it kind of taper off. Up to then, it kind of feels kind of worth it. It looks like N-Ray won't make it do any less damage. It'll just make it N-Ray. That makes me a scary boy. Is this where I started? Or the other side of that hall? Symmetrical room? we just keep going higher. Not that much higher, it would seem, though, because it's not a very fast elevator. Hello.
Time gets made?
There's something mystical about this thing. Almost holy. Is that weird?
Yes. You know, this thing like murders everyone. Like one of the worst substances we've ever seen. And you're like, whoa, it's like a church or something. Great. I love it. It's just big and shiny. Calm
I
down.
can finally get that journal and get the heck out of here.
Tame that magpie brain. This is the return trip elevator, I guess. Hello, weird passage over here. So what do you have to tell me, Olivia's journal? Ah. Yeah, it's a trap.
Gorgon is mine. Go now, and I will not pursue you. But if you stay, I will sick every last lawless fucking mercenary in Halcyon on you. It's your choice, Captain.
Starting to hope I get to meet this jerk. Just so I can give him a good kick in the shins.
Well, I thought about it, and I'm still gonna dropkick this coward the moment I get a chance.
Ah, you're both gonna kick him at the same time. Alright. We should have expected that, because they said that they realized what I'm looking for. So then they attached the journal to like a security thing. Admin functions. Alert, strike, panic, lockdown, engaged. Please shelter in place while the workforce is pacified. Oh god. Spacer's Choice apologizes for any emotional disturbance or physical discomfort this traitorous employee action may have caused you. Executive counselors will be on site during the next staffing cycle to help you work through any residual grief or trauma you may be suffering. Enjoy a Spacer's Choice 0G brew while you wait, at no charge to your C-suite liquor stipend. Ugh. Displaying incoming messages. Null. You've cleared your messages. Congratulations! An automated message has been sent to your supervisor notifying them of your idleness. New tasks will be dispatched for you momentarily. Remember, idle time demands a fine. She cleared her messages. And okay. Sent to Goodfellow. You think you can hide from me, little twerp? Yeah, I remember that one. Production schedule. The schedule you sent me must be a template or the work of an intern because it's patently insane. We're nowhere near hitting Lucian's proposed milestones. Branding hopes and wishes won't magically change that, no matter what the corporate office says. My compound is months from viable, Lawrence. It kills people. If you'd like proof, you're welcome to try it yourself. I'll even show you where to stick it. I expect to see a revised schedule before the week is out. Yeah, she was really mad at Lawrence for a number of reasons. I believe you read all this from their side. Here's the better options. Blakesley. Cancel the letters. If they've been hand-delivered, send someone to retrieve them. Secrecy trumps sentiment. Don't ever let me do anything so indulgent again. The personalized letters. Marion, I see now why you've held back your reports. Strangulation, attempted disemboweling, blunt force trauma to the head with a bedpan. It's not just that volunteer deaths are up, but that the ways in which they're dying are appalling. This is unconscionable, an unmitigated disaster. Cease administration of the compound immediately. I'll take this to our liaison, Lucian. Surely, when I show him these results, he'll understand that we can't take this product to market as it currently stands. Ollie. Were any of those new on the previous one? remember the Godfly's message. Some of these are old, some of these are new. Yeah, I remember that one. From Ambrose to Lowe. I dug into the volunteer data Marion sent over. You were right. The current formulation is resulting in alarming outcomes, even by SC standards. I think I remember that. Oh yeah. It's what happened to their minds. Their minds were going. Other. To Gorgon managers. Don't let the journalists leave the asteroid. Updated security practices. Herbert's termination. Effective immediately, Herbert St. Germain is no longer an employee of Spacer's Choice PR&D division. His body has been forwarded to the chemical waste dump for processing. Mr. St. Germain was a saboteur sent in by a rival firm to disrupt our vital efforts. It's only thanks to the swift reporting of one of your esteemed colleagues that Mr. St. Germain was prevented from causing any significant damage to our facilities, intellectual property, or staff. I understand that Mr. St. Germain was popular among the Gorgon campus for his genial and helpful demeanor. That is because he was a spy. If you encounter any similarly friendly staff, alert a member of the security team immediately. Never be friendly. We are shifting all of Mr. St. Germain's remaining tasks to our other laboratory technicians. Finally, anyone caught visiting his grave or discussing his departure will be reprimanded to Spacer Choice's Human Resource, Re-education, and Reallocation Department. Jesus Christ. You have feelings about the guy that you thought was your friend and is dead now? You'll be reprimanded for even discussing him. I remember the physicals one. Shockingly, she sucked like everyone else. Deleted messages received from Goodfellow. I am currently unavailable. Yeah, I believe we read all three of these on his computer. Next time I make the announcement, yep. Blakesley. Nothing from Blakesley. Low. AT concerns. What do you think? These days I try to think as little as possible. Thinking is a dreadful habit which leads to self-awareness, which leads to resignation. It's true that the current formulation is resulting in alarming outcomes, but not, I think, by SC standards. SC standards are low. You report 11 consecutive days of wakefulness, SC sees 11 consecutive days of productivity. You report an inability to distinguish violent hallucinations from reality. SC is going to try to push us to turn those hallucinations into phantom images of company logos. You say the compound is habit-forming, and SC is going to see it as an increase in demand for our never-ending supply of xenocyte waste. To be serious, yes, the compound is absolutely habit-forming. Addiction correlates with dosage, and dosage size is inversely proportional to enrichment quality. Long as corporate asks us to keep our dosage minimal and controlled, there's a reasonable chance we can improve the enrichment process to filter out some of the dangerous side effects. That's going to take time. A lot more time than corporate realizes. Jasper. And they weren't cool with that. It was a bad situation getting worse, and all of them collectively fucked up. Anyway, here's a surprise escape, unless they planned on me escaping? Did they know? Wow, this thing is so fucking tall they barely have to crouch. A bit overkill. Well, we've escaped-ish. Speak to Minnie. I guess we're ready to get off this planet unless they stop me. But are they letting me walk out? If they're letting me walk out, they could have just helped me get the journal. And I wouldn't have to shoot my way through other places. How much did I actually fuck up with the plans of whoever the fuck it is? I mostly just... I fought a bunch of marauders and lifted a lockdown and mostly just like came in and took this one thing. I've left everything functional, which is not good. Shouldn't have done that. You cannot fast travel while near hostiles. Check them out, kids.
That was fun.
Y'all done here? There we go. Now back to Minnie. So how is this final encounter going to work out? I've got dirt.
We are receiving an incoming signal, Captain.
Captain, I see you've made some headway on Gorgon. Mother's old work terminal just lit up with a bunch of new protocols. Very exciting. What about Mother's journal? Any progress there?
I think it's time you tell me the truth, Minnie.
Are you accusing me of deception? Captain, I would never. Can you hear me, Captain? I'm getting some interference on my end. Captain! Captain!
Well, the screen seems to still work. Just hold up a sign.
Hello again, little weasel.
Welp,
I must admit, you've surprised me.
I called who you
I
are.
threw nearly everything I had at you. And you overcame it all.
Did you? You didn't throw that much at me. You didn't even throw primals at me. Those were just already there. I'm sorry. Was some part of this whole thing an organized resistance against me? You really did such a bad job. I never even felt like that. So you're the one who put the Gorgon facility on lockdown.
Well spotted, Captain. We've both played our roles well, but it seems you've got the edge. I may have gravely underestimated you. You were smart to hire him, Wilhelmina. Well done.
Mother! You're alive! And still on Gorgon? This is so you, Mother. Inserting yourself where you aren't needed and at the worst possible time.
Am I disrupting your vanity project, you empty-headed little twit?
You two don't seem happy to see each other.
Olivia Ambrose doesn't do happy. Have you come back just to ruin everything again, Mother? At least this time I have the power to stop you.
Captain, this is a distraction. Let's set our differences aside and focus on what matters. Adrena time must never be revived.
This was never about the family name, Minnie. You wanted to revive Adrena time.
I may not have told you all of the facts, but I'm going to lay out everything I know. You can decide for yourself what to do with it. By now, you realize that Project Gorgon was devoted to a single drug, Adrena time. A drug that hit the market in spite of calamitous side effects.
In spite of its deranged, irresponsible researchers.
Quite right. There's no end to the harm a poorly run team can do, even with the best of intentions. The project was a colossal failure, but you and I are going to revive it from the ashes.
I'm gonna go to your house and shoot you in the face. Just so we're clear. Wow, that part where I was like, isn't it funny how I can shoot her at the beginning? Maybe should have committed. Well, that would have really changed this ending. It would just be a conversation with her mother. For a thing I've never intended to do, so we would be fighting over nothing. Yeah, let's make more out of a drug that turns people into deranged killers. Great plan.
Adrena time was a lie. Our drug will fulfill its broken promise for workers and employers across the colony. Mother wasn't equal to the task. Thankfully for us both, I'm not my mother.
After everything I've seen, absolutely not. And also, I'm not in favor of the original stated goal of compliant workers via drugs. So, like, triple fuck you.
What you've seen is the result of Mother's leadership. I have no intention of repeating her mistakes. Mother's journal contains the activation codes for the Adrenatime synthesizer, the key to a new Project Gorgon. We're going to start again, and this time with everything Project Gorgon didn't have. Better R&D, better scientists, clear goals, more funding, and a timeline that makes sense.
Nope, I'm coming to your house to shoot you in the face. And who's going to provide it?
Who else? Spacer's Choice. After I showed them the error of their ways, the corporation couldn't wait to restart the project. If I can improve the chemistry, I can fix Adrenatime. We can put this colony back on track together.
You lied to me, you idiotic sociopath. Why would I help you now? These are not my point, but I can't. My point isn't an option, apparently.
I needed to keep this quiet. Spacer's Choice shut down Adrenatime once. I didn't want to give them a reason to do so again.
Listen to yourself. Adrenatime ruined lives. It killed people, changed them. And now Halcyon buckles beneath the yoke of my failure. We can't risk opening Pandora's box a second time.
What about my life, Mother? The Ambrose name has no dignity anymore. I can't even show my face around Byzantium without being the gossip of the town.
I can fix that. The face part. God, nobody's working on a cure because that isn't where the profit is, huh? You can't put your reputation ahead of the colony's safety. Be better than this.
My reputation is a weapon, one that I can wield against those who squandered their one chance to save the colony. Every day, workers slump over from exhaustion. The gears of industry swallow them whole, and no one is coming to help. Adrenatime is the break we can't fit into the schedule. The office with a window we can't afford to build. It's the best this rotten colony can do for people.
Drugs? Drugs are the best you can do.
It's a bandage, not a cure. Halcyon is wounded, and I will do everything in my power to stop the bleeding.
Don't let those bloodless leeches at Spacer's Choice walk you down this perilous path, Wilhelmina. You haven't the fortitude to endure it.
As usual, Mother projects her failures onto me. If she had let me get involved from the start, we might have avoided this calamity altogether.
If you want to fix this colony, kill the board or the council or whatever they're called. Drugs is just horrifying. Are you just trying to prove yourself to your mother?
My intentions are greater than some family squabble. Besides, Mother is the one who should be proving herself to me.
Fuck your intentions. What have you done? I always suspected you were nothing more than an empty-headed social climber. This confirms it.
It's not always happening, but Olivia's saying some of the things I want to say. That's great. Fuck your intentions. Perfect. I love it. I never trusted her from the start.
I don't need you to trust me. I need you to believe in this crusade. And damn it, I need your help.
No.
If I can save the colony and redeem the Ambrose family name, I owe it to myself to try. Mother be damned.
No. You want to save the colony from its drug problem with more drugs.
Social engineering takes generations, and we don't have the luxury of time. We need to mainline progress into Halcyon's bloodstream. You've seen more of this colony than the average grunt. You know as well as I do that this is a question of survival.
No. Olivia, what's your story?
Finally, a sensible question. I am the head of Project Gorgon, its grand mastermind. I created Adrena Time because I believed, arrogantly, foolishly, that I could uplift the common man through chemistry. I failed.
Yeah, your goal is always bad, just so we're clear. That was gross. You're fucked up. Hey, why'd you hide like a supervillain all this time, but then reveal yourself right at the end? Like, doesn't seem like it served much purpose in your actual goals. It seems like it was just so you could be a reveal for me, which is weird. Adrena Time's just a stimulant. What good would it do to revive the project, Minnie?
With Adrena Time, we can increase worker productivity orders of magnitude above ordinary stems and risk none of the harmful side effects.
That's not how people
Imagine
body
if we
work.
flooded the market with drugs that actually helped people. We could influence the very business model of Spacer's Choice.
I think the best way to influence the business model of Spacer's Choice is to shoot the CEO in the face. Halcyon's problem is cruelty, not productivity.
We won't be exploiting workers any longer. We'll be celebrating them, giving them everything they need to succeed.
The fuck are you talking about?
This is madness. The project, the complex, it has to be destroyed, razed to the ground. It's the only way.
Yeah. After everything I saw in Gorgon, I agree.
Gorgon is a cautionary tale. We agree on that much.
This solar
But
system
if
is.
we go into this with open eyes, then history doesn't have to repeat itself. I need that facility online, but I can't do it while Mother's still a problem. By now, she'll have shut down the Gorgon reactor. Deal with her however it suits you, and get that facility back up and running.
Don't do this, Wilhelmina. Minnie, don't make this choice.
Adrena Time is our future. It's bigger than money, bigger than family. It's the colony's best hope.
What would you have me do instead, Olivia?
Return to my family's manor, Captain. Use the executive override code in my journal to activate the NDA protocol for my terminal. It will destroy the Gorgon drug synthesizer and put an end to Adrena Time for good.
Minnie would never allow that.
My daughter's gotten her hooks into you.
No.
I understand. She's always had a knack for manipulating people.
No, I'm just warning you, I'm gonna shoot her in the face.
But I know you're more than her foolish little puppet. You've survived this long. You have to be more.
You misread this so hard.
She will try to force you to fight her. You don't have to. In fact, I would ask you not to.
Yeah, it should have started here.
Whatever mistakes she might make, she is still my daughter.
Captain, in light of recent events, I'm putting the manor under lockdown. Until Mother is dealt with, anyone who lands here is presumed hostile. Finish the job. I know you won't disappoint me.
Well. I don't owe either of you anything. What I do next, I'm doing for my own reasons. Wow. A reveal.